Shade 45, what is going on? We have Seth Rogan. My man is about to throw a nice little mixtape at us. We never get to talk to big movie stars and have them tell us their theme music. So it's gonna be good to fucking chop it up with you.
Not a lot of big movie stars listen to rap.
It's a lot of it's true. Yeah,
Daniel Craig doesn't like Tribe Called Quest.
No, that motherfucker does not. I know. Yeah, I don't see like Ewan McGregor like banging goddamn.
No, probably not.
Yeah, banging Wu-Tang to get ready for some shit.
No, probably the Pogues or something.
Yeah, I was like, I was attached him to the Stooges for some reason.
Yeah, the Stooges, something, maybe the Specials.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that as well?
Yeah, some. I went through a big like ska like special. I really like the Specials. I got into the Specials a lot when I first heard them. But I had some. I got into harder stuff. White Zombie I really liked when they were first coming out, and
No shit.
yeah. And hey, I'm not gonna be afraid to admit that I liked Korn's first couple albums when they came out.
If you would have said Limp Bizkit, we would have kicked you out.
Yeah,
of here
exactly.
Right now.
I was never actually. No, I was never in a Limp Bizkit.
Dude, one time I'm like coming down off of GHB, and my homeboy's at dinner trying to tell me how much he liked Limp Bizkit.
Don't do it.
I was like, dog, man, we're gonna fight right now. We're gonna fucking fight.
$3 bill, y'all.
So you're from Canada. You're from the west coast of Canada, right?
I'm from Vancouver, yeah.
Bro, y'all got a lot of bad chicks up there and heroin.
Yeah, lots of heroin in Vancouver, tons. Yeah.
What's that shit like? Was that around you when you was coming up, or?
It really was, yeah. It was way worse then than it is now.
Really?
And I grew up on the east side of Vancouver.
What's that like? What's the east side?
It's the more heroin-y side.
Really?
And right now, it's a lot better now than it was like 20 years ago when I was there. But growing up, it was it wasn't. Yeah, there was a lot of there wasn't like major crime. It wasn't like Detroit or something. There wasn't like gang warfare.
Right.
But there was a lot of like heroin-y crime. So there's like your car would get broken into and shit like that. Yeah.
Cars getting windows busted out.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of stuff like that. Weird fights, homeless people fighting on the street a lot.
That'd have been cool to watch when you're young.
There were some sights to see, yeah.
Was it scary for you, or is it just more like, all right, man, this is my hood. This is kind of what I'm used to?
I was just kind of used to it, honestly. And I think it was I'm glad I grew up somewhere that wasn't like completely gentrified and only
about as
rich white people. For Vancouver, it's as hood as you get.
I was gonna say that's about as hood as you get for Canada, right?
Toronto has some rough neighborhoods, and I think Montreal has some rough neighborhoods, but that's literally it. The east side of Vancouver, one part of Toronto, and one part of Montreal.
My boy was in Toronto, and he was like, some guys were showing around. They walked him to this corner. He's like, "You see this corner? This guy got shot 3 years ago."
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of murders there.
I kind of like that.
Nice, yeah.
Seth, bro, if I wasn't banned, I'd fucking go over.
Are you banned? Do you have a record?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are banned from here, so it goes both ways.
What the fuck is up with that shit?
I know. We should do a trade exchange. We should do like an exchange program.
I'm with it, dude, because I'm on Instagram trying to fuck chicks, and a gang of them bras are in Vancouver.
Lots of them are there.
They're so fucking attractive.
You got to bring them up here if they don't have records.
Yo, in Canada too, can't you get like over the counter codeine and stuff?
Yes, you can.
Were you ever did you ever take part in that, or were you more of a weed guy?
I was never very much into like pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
It was never really my thing. Every now and then
dabble.
I would dabble. I'd take a Vicodin if you got one every now and then, but I don't. I actually don't, because those things really fuck you up, and are very addictive, like to a degree that I don't like.
I imagine seeing like junkies knotted off on the sidewalk.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of kept.
There's
you away
a lot
from
of that. Yeah, exactly. But weed is everywhere in Vancouver, and it's like growing up, it was like everywhere, like everyone smoked weed, and so it was the much more obvious path to travel.
I was thinking about this because I found I was going to talk to you a couple of days ago, and I know that you love the tree.
Yeah.
Are you like, for me, I like coffee, right?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a coffee snob.
Yeah.
Are you a weed snob?
For sure.
Do you have a particular? Do you like indica or sativa or
different types for different
types for different days?
Yeah, or for different. Like at nighttime, I'll usually smoke indica, like before I go to bed, and during the day, I'll usually smoke sativa, like while I'm working and shit.
Are you? My cousin is kind of like this. Like he's high so fucking much that I'm just. He's just so good at life being high.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at doing life high. Yeah.
Is it
nice.
weird for you when you're not high, or can you do life when you're not high?
I can also do life when I'm not high. Yeah, I can do it both ways. But I usually have weed, so it's generally around.
Seth, my ex used to shit on me. She's like, "Why are you so fucking like? Why you take everything so serious?" I'm like, "Cause I'm not high like you all the fucking time."
You should have got high,
dude. If I could, like, I'm gonna be real with you, like,
you're not a functional stoner.
No, I can. Me and you can sit down and snort ketamine until fucking our heads float away, and I'm good. And if you give me one hit of a joint, Seth, I'm fetal position. I'm thinking about everything I hate about myself.
I know a lot of people like that. Yeah,
God.
Weed's a lot stronger than it used to be too. Like
how much stronger?
A lot fucking stronger. Like, and every now and then even I'll smoke weed and be like, whoa, this shit just got up to notch. Like it's strong.
I almost like, are they shooting that shit yet?
I don't know what they're doing. I don't do anything that involves like a fucking blowtorch or a weird apparatus. I actually I don't like shatter and all that shit because like I don't know what the fuck that stuff is. Like it's
petroleum, ain't it?
I don't know what it is. It's weird. And yeah, as soon as you're like heating up elements, then I'm not. You lost me.
That's fucking that was. I was like, how much higher does a motherfucker need to get?
Like I like as soon as like you need a whole backpack's worth of shit to smoke whatever it is you're smoking.
Jesus Christ, dude, I feel bad. I just gave you a bunch of that fucking.
No,
don't
worry. I'm gonna use it all. Don't worry. I'll leave it in my office.
If not, you can give it away. Like you can give it as gifts.
I'm excited to go through it all.
Yeah, it's a bunch of like glass. It's a bunch of glassware.
I see a good bong. I'll use the bong. Yeah.
Are you like? What's your favorite type of way to smoke that shit?
I just smoke joints.
What kind of rolling paper?
I like organic rolling papers.
There's
a few different brands, but they're as long as it's organic.
You know what happens? That's what happens when motherfuckers start doing good. You ever go to Erewhon over here?
Yeah, every once in a while.
It's like when motherfuckers start doing good,
you take care of yourself.
Yeah, you don't want to die. You got a reason to live.
You're like, this is nice. I want to keep doing this.
When did you switch over to organic rolling paper? Like after fucking?
I used to, for a while. I smoked those clear ones, which were fucking. I don't know what the deal was with those. I just liked how they looked.
They look like glycerin or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was at a party, and then this really actually annoying guy, but he was very knowledgeable about weed, took me aside and explained to me that I should be smoking organic rolling papers, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to this motherfucker.
Fair enough. He's a fucking know-it-all.
He seems to know his shit. Yeah, no one that annoying wouldn't know what they were talking about.
Dude, I had the same deal with this know-it-all chiropractor. He knew everything, but then he told me how to treat herpes, and you know what?
It worked.
You know, look at my lip.
You look good.
It's fucking herpes-free, bro. Herpes. I'm going to eat so much pussy later on. Fucking just buckets.
Buckets of it.
Buckets of fucking pussy. Let me ask you this, and I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but I want to hear it from you.
All right.
Why are y'all Canadians so fucking funny, man?
I don't know.
There's just a gang of funny Canadians.
There is a lot of funny Canadians.
There's how many are? There's like 10 million of y'all, right? Like how many Canadians?
Like 20 million.
All right, so there's
30 million
maybe.
Right, yeah.
Let's round. There's 50 million Canadians.
Per capita, there's a lot of funny ones.
Yeah, funny per capita. You guys are fucking crushing it.
Our FPC is off the charts.
Yeah,
but
you're like good rappers per capita in Atlanta.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
No, it's true. I think it's because, and I've thought about it because it is weird. I think it's because we grow up with all of America's culture, but we don't view it completely as our own culture. And I think that's like important to comedy is kind of being an outsider and being able to view things from the outside of the box rather than from inside of it. And I think that's one of the reasons that Canadians are successful in America at comedy is because we have everything America has. We have every TV show, every product, every movie, every, store. But we just view it a little differently because it's not ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that puts us in an interesting position to comment on it.
Who are some of your favorites from Canada?
I mean, Mike Myers I always thought was great.
Yeah,
and,
motherfucker is a truth.
SCTV, that whole show was a Canadian sketch comedy show, and it was growing up. Kids in the Hall was one of my favorite shows.
These are the Daves I know.
Yeah, it was great. Kids in the Hall. It was so funny, and all those guys. I loved that show. I've seen every episode of it.
When did you start smoking tree?
When I was 13.
So you was blazing watching these comedies.
Yeah.
When did you and you entered the teen, like, weren't you like Young Canada Funny Man contest, the comedian?
I was like, we have YTV in Canada, which is like the equivalent of Nickelodeon kind of, and they do these things called like Youth Achievement Awards.
Yeah.
And I didn't like enter myself in it or anything like that. I don't even remember how it came up, but I was a finalist in the Youth Achievement Awards. And you know who I lost to?
Who?
DJ A-Track.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, that's not a bad guy to lose to.
And he had just won the World DMC competitions like 5 years in a row or something like that. So I was like, okay, I'm okay losing to literally the best DJ in the entire world.
Canada's pretty good at calling their shot though. They co-signed your ass and then you went and blew the fuck up.
No, it was it was very flattering at a young age. It was very exciting, and I was a big fan of A-Track, so it was I was okay losing to him. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Freaks and Geeks has become like this cult classic.
Yeah.
But were you able to bang any hipster chicks before you got married? Like, did you fuck any girl with a fucking nautical star tattoo on her body before?
No, I did, because Netflix hadn't come out yet. So, like, it was literally just a show no one watched then. I probably did. I hooked up with hipster girls, but not because of Freaks and Geeks. I think of my own merit.
So,
yes.
That's got to feel good.
It does feel good. It was fantastic.
If it does. It feels good when you pull a broad that is like, oh, I didn't see.
No, it was all me. Yeah,
work.
it was all me.
But being funny helps you pull chicks.
Very much so, yeah.
Did you ever have a time where it was hard for you to get girls, or were you always pretty good at this?
No, in high school I was really bad. I didn't hook up with barely any girls in high school, which is why we wrote Super Bad, and that's what it's all about, was that we couldn't hook up with girls in high school. Basically.
So you really could relate to that shit.
Yeah, that's why we wrote it. Is because we just wanted to fuck, and it seemed like it was never gonna happen.
When did you finally get some pussy?
Right when I got out of high school.
God damn, that's tough.
Yeah, I know.
When did you start coming?
No, when I was like on my own.
Yeah, like busting.
I was like, I don't remember, when I was young, 12 maybe.
So you had a fucking 8-year period. Where, like a 6-7 years where you're just coming and you got nowhere to put that.
Luckily, it was the dawn of internet pornography. Literally at that time, like I think like the internet came out like that year, like when like the day I jizzed was the day the internet was invented.
It's fucking awesome.
It was nice.
That was that shit back in the day. Remember that you would wait 10 minutes for
for the picture to slowly load. Yeah, and it was a nightmare, but at the same time, it was more than I ever had before.
I'm gonna be real with you though, because I never thought about this, but I think that shit helped me fuck longer because it would take. You would be jerking off so long.
It's a good point. You had to save it.
Yeah, you're like, man, I want 3 pictures. That's
exactly.
Gonna take 30
25 minutes of jerking off. You're probably right.
So all right, look, let's jump off into some music, man.
Yeah.
You were kind enough to give us some songs that you came up listening to.
Yeah.
Protect Your Neck was the first one that you told me about.
Yeah.
Didn't y'all have like a Juke Tang clan or some shit like that?
No, we just it was a joke we made one time. But we listened to Wu-Tang a lot, and I'll never forget because I literally remember the first time I ever heard Wu-Tang, and it was this song. And it was at summer camp, and another kid had like a small tape player and had got. It must have been the year it came out. It was 26, 25 years ago or something.
Yeah,
like
it came out in '93, dude.
Yeah, so
did you know Midnight Marauders and that came out the same
year?
Yeah.
The same day. That's insane. So I was 11 years old, and I was at summer camp, and I literally remember hearing it for the first time, and it like blew my mind because because I got the they were referencing things like Spider-Man and stuff like that, and like even as an 11-year-old, I got it for some reason. I loved it.
They were like nerdy thug
rappers. They were nerdy. They would reference like kung fu and they were like. I think that's why I liked it so much.
I got a couple questions. One, how come Jewish people go to summer camp so much? Like, it's like, I don't know any other, like, what, like, you see, like, poor black kids will go to day camp from the hood and they
Jews
finger
went to
paint.
summer camp.
Yeah, like, but, like, why, like.
I don't know. It's true, though. Jewish summer camp. I don't know what it is. You'd think Jews would have an aversion to camps, if anything. But no, we willingly go. I don't know what it's so true though. I grew up. Some of my best friends, I'm still friends with her from Jewish summer camp. My sister, her husband, she met at summer camp.
God damn.
Yeah, it's weird.
I bet you know what it is. Like, the parents probably just need some fucking time.
They just want to fucking
y'all.
chill. Yeah, they just want to chill.
And then they do. And then they. All right. And here's my other thing.
Yeah,
I got this theory.
Yeah.
That, like, different type of people like different members of Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Like, nerdy motherfucker's favorite member is the Jizza.
Yeah.
Thugs respond to fucking, like, Raekwon and Ghostface.
Uh-huh.
Do you have... Nobody likes You God. Do you have...
I actually really like You God.
There you go. I was like, who's your favorite, though?
He's not my favorite.
All right.
RZA is my favorite member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
The way he raps or his beats?
I love the beats, but I love the way he raps, and I love all those Bobby Digital albums also, and I would listen to those a lot. I love his rapping is crazy. I love his flow; it's insane. I love the RZA, but I also love the Jizza, and the Jizza's verse on that Protect Your Neck song from the W is one of my favorite Wu-Tang verses.
Do you know how it goes? Do you remember how it goes at all?
I remember Run on the Track like Jesse Owens, broke the record flowing without any knowing. Yeah, I know all of it.
I was listening to Liquid Swords.
It's a great album.
Whilst on ketamine, because that's my thing.
That's your jam.
That's my jam. I'll do a bunch of ketamine. I'll listen to whole albums. And the beats on there weren't as groovy, like as Ghostface beats.
It's true.
It was interesting
Liquid
to see.
Swords is a weird album. And, like, when it came, it's one of those albums I don't listen to, like, in my adulthood as much as I used to listen to. But that's not to say it doesn't hold up. It's just maybe my taste has changed.
Well, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I like it sober. It was just when I heard it really fucked up, it didn't have the soul
it doesn't have the
samples.
bounciness to it a little bit. Yeah.
All right, let's jump off into this right now. We got Seth Rogan here just talking shit, talking shop. Talking tree, as a matter of fact. Are you tired of talking about weed, or is that like what else is your interest?
What else do I do?
Yeah,
all sorts of stuff, man.
Why? Like, let's play a song and then come back.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.
All right, we got Seth Rogan here. All right, that was that Wu-Tang Protect Your Neck.
Yeah.
And the question I had for you before we jumped into this song was, are you tired of talking about, do you feel like you've been put into like the Cypress Hill of actors?
I get how, like, it's funny, and I've had I think Jimmy Kimmel, I was once with him, not on his show, and he was and he was like, he's like, you just have to understand it's such a novelty for a talk show host to talk to an actor who's willing to talk about weed. And he's like, that's why they all do it. And he smokes weed. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like, to him, it's not that interesting. Like, he talks to people who smoke weed all the time. But, like, I think, and I get it. Like, it's not something I talk about in my day-to-day life that often, honestly.
You don't talk about with your children.
Yeah,
or
just
shit
like,
that.
weed, guys, it's great. But
have you tried that cookie?
Yeah,
have you tried that cookie?
But I get how, if you're a talk show host and you talk to actors all day who feel like they aren't honest with the things that they do, and someone comes on who is willing to talk about it, I get the draw of that, and I'm willing to talk about it. And for a while, I feel like there was more of a novelty to it. Now I feel like I'm just a guy now I'm like just a dude in my mid-30s who talks about weed all the time.
It's off that pineapple. Was it the Pineapple Express that really did you in?
Yes, I think that was it. And I get that, because that's a great weed movie.
You know what the thing is? Like, I've seen all your other movies. I haven't seen that movie because I'm not a weed smoker.
It's true. And if you don't love weed, then that movie is probably a little weird.
I'll actually, you know what? I'm going to go back and watch it.
Go check it out.
Because I fuck with all your films.
You know people who smoke weed, and just that would probably make it funny. Because I don't think you have to smoke weed. It's honestly, and this is a relationship that you probably know, it's more about the weird relationship between a drug dealer and their client. And how that turns into like a weird kind of quasi-friendship that's not a real friendship. And that's what the movie really is about in a lot of ways.
This is, as you get more successful in life, Do your drug dealers show up in a more timely manner? Do they text you back quicker?
Yes.
That's just what I want to get to. I just want to get to. I want to
Get
grind.
to a punctual drug dealer.
Yeah, I want to grind enough where it's like I don't have to drive to the fucking like
Valley and shit.
way out there to get my GHB.
Yeah.
Like I want it to show up at my crib.
They bring it to you now. Yeah.
You're gonna have, but you got to get weight though, don't you?
No, I don't. I mean, again, I don't. I mostly just smoke weed, but
I
I
know.
just go to a dispensary. I just go to the dispensary myself and buy it. It's easy. It's fun. I like to smell it and look at it. Yeah, I just go.
How much more fun has the buying been?
Oh, it's great. I remember thinking as a kid there were like rumors that it might get legalized, and there would be these articles about like one day. It must have been like in the 50s when it's like one day they'll have, you'll be able to fly around the world on airplanes.
Right,
right.
right.
And it was like one day you'll be able to go to a store and buy pre-rolled joints and smoke weed. And I was like, whoa, imagine it. And now it's fucking happened. It's great. Greatest thing ever.
I can't wait. Like I don't think any of the stuff I like they're gonna have a store.
I don't see
for it.
ketamine getting legalized anytime soon.
I know, dude.
I'm sorry
I know.
about that. There'd be too many K-holes.
And I'm gonna be real with you. They shouldn't.
They should not
They
legalize.
should not. Like they shouldn't do it. Cause I'm pretty good at that shit.
That's very mature of you to say.
Seth, there's a couple times where I'm like, I think I've gone too far.
Yeah.
Like you're sitting on your couch, like, oh my god.
You're in the hole.
Oh, it's beyond. It's like it's
You're
beyond
under
the hole.
You're
It's
under
beyond
the
the
hole.
hole. Yeah.
You're in the hole under the hole.
You're like, fuck, dude. Again. Yeah. Let me talk to you a bit about the interview.
Yeah.
Are there any places you can't go in this world right now because of that movie? Besides North Korea?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Was some of that stuff like marketing tricks too?
No, not at all. The movie didn't come out, so there's nothing to market. Yeah, there was none of it was fake or marketing at all.
I was like,
the
man,
studio hated every second of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I actually watched it and I really dug it, man.
Thanks, man.
I thought that was a fucking cool movie.
I think it's funny. I think it got treated a little harshly because of the circumstances that it came out under. Not shockingly, honestly.
Why y'all always? I noticed that you guys always making the attractive men in movies suck dick. Like, why you always making the attractive guys gay?
It's the only way to equal things out.
That's what I was
Yeah.
like, man. I was watching? I was watching the end. I'm like, man, that's fucked up how they making Channing Tatum, man.
He's a sexual gimp.
Yeah. But they're cool about it.
Yeah, everyone's cool with it.
What's up? Is Franco gay or what?
No, he not that no.
He's a snappy dresser, so I was like,
yeah. I don't think he is. Not that I've seen.
man, that'd been cool if y'all had a gay homie in the crew. You know what I mean?
I have gay friends, just not actors.
You should encourage them to act.
I know. I should encourage him to get into acting.
All right, look, man, you came here to plug the brand new movie. Tell me a bit about that one.
The Night Before, it's a Christmas movie. If you enjoy drugs, you should like it. I do a lot of drugs in this.
I saw you fucking play Gretzky like super tough at the party. Like
Yeah.
you don't remember him and shit.
I punked off Gretzky. That was amazing. As a Canadian, seeing Gretzky was amazing. But yeah, it's about three friends who have a tradition of kind of going out and getting fucked up every Christmas Eve, and now they're older and they kind of can't do it anymore, which is something I relate to heavily because just one guy's having a kid and one guy's a successful athlete and they have jobs and shit. And so it kind of is about that point in your life when you like can't hang with your old friends in the same way you used to be able to, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see. Jesus Christ.
That happens, huh?
Fuck, dude. Jesus Christ, Seth. I
Yeah.
can really relate to that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I be wanting to do acid, and then I'm like, man, it's going to take 2 days. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
yeah. No, it's very much about that kind of thing. Yeah, it's fucked up. I know that's all I think now is like, fuck, if I get fucked up tonight, I'm going to be fucked up tomorrow.
I really like how you kind of show where your life is at with each one of your movies. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yeah, that's really important to us. We work on these movies for a long time, and so there has to be something about them that we really relate to, or it just feels like we're making dick jokes for years. And like, and as fun as that is, it's only half of a job if that's all it is. There needs to be something else that we feel like we're expressing ourselves.
It's like crushing up the motherfucking aspirin and putting it in the baby food.
Exactly. It's exactly what it is.
You got the
We'll give you dick jokes,
yeah.
but there's a little heart as well.
There's
and
some realness
there's
there.
some meaning. Yeah, there's some meaning to it.
Well, yo, man, let's end with that Roots song. You were fucking with you fuck with the Roots a bit.
I love the Roots. I've always loved the Roots, and whenever I get to go on the Jimmy Fallon show, the real thrill to me is I love Jimmy Fallon, but I get to see the Roots, and I get to meet and talk to Questlove for like a few minutes at a time, which to me is amazing. And the first time, this and My Mellow My Man are my two favorite Roots songs, but they don't play their own songs on the show. But the first time I was on the show, they played this like during the commercial break because they knew I liked it so much, which was dope.
You know what, man? I think I'm gonna try to say this without sounding insulting to Black Thought. I think he's one of the illest MCs that doesn't get enough credit because he's not like the outgoing guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. He's one. They're the only rap group where the drummer is the main guy in the group, as far as publicity goes.
And let's be real, that's because he's got the fucking afro.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, hey, afro guy. Like,
but no, Black Thought, I agree. He's change my name to Saran Reynolds, then I rap him. That's one of the sickest lines ever.
That was an awesome album. That
whole album's amazing. I love that.
Front to back, it really works.
Yeah, it's one of, I think like that and Midnight Marauders are the albums that are the most like playable front to back. Like if you have a party, you can just put those albums on and they play for the entire party. Like,
you goddamn right.
Yeah, not a lot of rap albums are like that. And the skits even work within the album. That's what I hate is you put a rap album on at a party and then all of a sudden there's like sirens and gunshots and like the sounds of guys getting beat up. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
A bullshit skit again.
You know who's fucking infamous for that? And I love his music, but it was always hard for me to put on my little pause mixtapes. Was goddamn Redman. Because
skits.
It would be in the first time around you're like,
Method Man too. That Method Man album had some good skits. The Torture there were some classic things on it, and now you just like, I want the version without this shit on it.
Skip for honestly, if I listen to motherfucking Cheech and Chong or goddamn,
there's a time
Richard
and a
Pryor.
place, but like you're at a party and it's going, and then literally it's like you're hearing people talk for like it just doesn't. I understand why they did it. It doesn't apply to a party.
It was the 90s.
It was the 90s, man. Lil Wayne still puts tons of skits on his album, doesn't he?
I don't listen to rap no more.
Yeah, you stopped.
Bro.
Stop listening to new rap.
Fuck yeah. I was literally listening to Modest Mouse this morning. Don't fuck with that shit. Yo, Seth, it was really a pleasure chatting with you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
This is the All Out Show on Shade 45.